All right. Anybody else?
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 2 a.m. initial appearance calendar on August 29th, 2025. Court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that was given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I will call you each one at a time to the podium. I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of the room. I will let you know what you are here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If we could start with Daisha to the podium and Jesus Jackson to the chair.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Yeah, it's Daisha. And my last name's actually Olvera, not Sizer.
Is Sizer a former name that you use?
But it's from my former last name, yes.
Okay.
And my date of birth is 9/20/1989.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a warrant from Pinal County Superior Court with allegations that you violated your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set an arraignment hearing September 4th at 8:30 a.m. That will be in the Pinal County Superior Court, and Pinal County is holding you non-bondable on this case. So you will remain in custody. They have indicated they will transport you to that hearing.
Okay, I do have a question. I already took care of this. I was held here for it as well, and I went out and I have paperwork for it. I tried to let the officers know when they picked me up today that I had already gone and seen the judge, and that I had already gotten something that stated that I had no more court dates regarding this matter. So I was trying to figure out what I needed to do to go forward. If I needed to contact somebody so I could have the paperwork brought down here, or have my family contact probation. I don't know what I needed to do.
I mean, they issued this warrant on July 29th, 2025.
Okay.
They indicated that you violated probation. They didn't state specifically what you did to violate probation, and they said that you'd be held non-bondable. When we contacted them, it was probably yesterday because it's 2 a.m. right now. When we contacted them, they did confirm that it was still a valid warrant and that they wanted to extradite you for it.
Okay.
So unfortunately, with it being Pinal County, I don't have more information other than what they provided us, which is the limited information that they want you to be transported for that hearing on September 4th.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay,
all
just
right.
up to your left officer. We'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Jesus Jackson to the podium. Mr. Hamlin to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jesus Jackson, 11607.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 3 cases. It looks like you currently have 3 criminal cases that are pending, and a warrant for your arrest was issued on August 22nd, 2025 in all 3 cases with allegations that you violated your release conditions by having possession of a firearm, and as a result of that, these warrants issued. I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed to represent you and set a status conference September 3rd at 8:30. You have a cash bond of $100,000 in each case for a total cash bond of $300,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive without a valid driver's license. And then, of course, you'll need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear at that hearing, a warrant will issue and you forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
Will it be Samantha as my lawyer?
Is that who has been your attorney? Let me double check that.
Yeah.
It should be the same attorney.
All right.
Yes, Samantha McLaughlin? It
Yeah.
looks like that's who the appointed counsel is in this case, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Mr. Hamlin to the podium. Stephen Parias to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Tylen Hamlin, 62505.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a warrant from Yavapai County Superior Court. They indicated you failed to appear at a hearing for some pending theft charges. I am going to appoint an attorney and set an arraignment hearing on September 4th at 8:30. That will take place in the Yavapai County Superior Court. And you do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $20,000. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If you post bond, you will be released, and you'll need to get yourself to that hearing in Yavapai County. If you fail to appear at it, another warrant will issue, and you'd forfeit any bond you posted. If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody, and they have indicated they will transport you to that hearing.
Can I just ask something right quick? When I talked to my lawyer after Maricopa County court date, he had told me to get in contact with Yavapai, and I did. I got in contact with him, and he told me that if I didn't have a court-appointed lawyer, that there would be no charges out there. So I called them and asked them who my lawyer was so I could speak to them to get the next court date or anything. Because for all the other two counties, I've showed up to all my court dates, checked in, everything. I'm very responsible. So I was just trying to talk to Yavapai, and when I talked to them, they told me I didn't have anything. So this morning when they just came and grabbed me, I just went because I know that they wouldn't issue it for no reason. But I kind of just was like, no communication on their end. They said that they sent a letter, but they sent a letter that was from 3 years ago. I don't have that address on my ID or anything. My PO says she doesn't understand why they had that address, but she got it changed now, which it doesn't really change anything, but just wondering, like...
Yeah, unfortunately, because it's an out-of-county warrant, I have very limited information. It just indicates that you had an offense date of January 12th, 2025 for the 2 counts of theft and that you failed to appear at a hearing. It doesn't give me any additional information.
It doesn't say the date that hearing
was? The
was?
warrant issued August 11th, 2025, so I would assume it was that day or fairly close to that date, but it doesn't specifically say that.
I had court in Maricopa on the 11th, so I don't know if that matters or anything, but it was like not possible.
I mean, you could take that up with the Yavapai County judge, but since I don't have any information, I won't be able to do anything about it. I have appointed an attorney to represent you, so you'll meet with that attorney on September 4th at 8:30 when you're transported to Yavapai. Or again, if you post the bond, just make sure you get yourself to that hearing because you'll forfeit the bond if you
said secured, so I have to pay the full $20,000?
Secured meaning you can use a bail bonding company, which is typically 10%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Just step to your left, I'll give you that paperwork. Stephen to the podium. Jose Delgado to the chair. Thank you. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Stephen Porras, August 9th, 1972.
Thank you, sir, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name.
Oh, okay.
It does look like you are here on a new case for 1 count of trafficking stolen property, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of burglary in the 2nd degree, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $7,500. In the event that bond is posted, you do have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
The secured bond means 10%, that's $75, and...
You can go through the bail bonding company, however, 10% is $750.
Oh, $700, okay.
Anything further?
No, thank you.
Okay, just step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Jose Delgado to the podium and Cedric to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jose Delgado, October 22nd, 1988.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 failure to appear bench warrants that were issued for you. I am going to affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you. You're going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30. That applies to both of your cases. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500 in each case for a total bond of $5,000. In the event you post that bond, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll take a seat in the gallery, we need to reprint number 15. Can I have Cedric to the podium and Yvette to the chair? May I get your name and date of birth?
Cedric going up to 11167.
Thank you, sir. You're here on 3 cases. You have new charges as well as 2 probation violation warrants that were issued. Your new charge is for 3 counts of criminal damage, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a bond of $750. You're also here on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations that you violated terms 3 and 5 in each of your probation cases. You're going to have an attorney appointed and a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30, and you have a bond of $750 in one case, $500 in the other. So between all 3 of your cases, you have a total bond of $2,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be included in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yes, I do. I would like to ask the court for consideration if they could release me to pretrial services due to the fact that I started a new job on a Wednesday. I'm currently residing down at Cass. I'm working with my case manager on getting housing. So I feel that it's important for me to continue to work and move forward and strive for an apartment.
So, sir, you are here on 2 warrants that were already issued for your arrest. In addition to that, you're here on some new charges. So you will not be released today to pretrial services. You will have to post the bond of $2,000 in order to be released. Did you have any further questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. If you'll take a step to your left, you can give them the headphones and collect your paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yvette to the podium, Daniel to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Yvette Uriarte, 12/15/1997.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on 3 cases. They're all 3 probation violation warrants that issued with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. That applies to all 3 cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $1,500 in one case, $100 in each of the other cases for a total bond of $1,700. In the event you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of this will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
So are no, never mind. They're all different 3 cases, right? But I thought it was the same. They were all the same probation case. Like,
so it looks like you're on probation in 3 different cases. Looks like you have 3 CR numbers. You have CR 2020, 108418, CR 2024, 014466, and CR 2024, 100635. So you have 3 cases that you've been placed on probation, and you were violated in the probation for all of those cases. Although I'm actually going to edit number 1. Number 1 should be 150. So it's 152. So your total bond between all 3 cases is actually $350, but you are on probation in 3 cases. But you're going to have the same hearing date for your probation revocation hearing on September 4th, but you would need to post that bond in order to be released from custody. If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody until your hearing on September 4th.
okay, thank you. I just need help. That's it.
I'm sorry?
I said I just need help. I just need rehab or something. And
you need to get into rehab. Is that what you're stating?
Yeah. I just really I'm homeless right now. I need to find somewhere. Well, I have a place to stay, but the place where I stay at is in a truck. But I have shower, I have food and everything. I just have to ask them if I would be able to use that address for probation if I get reinstated back onto probation.
Have you mentioned this to your probation officer?
No, I haven't, because I haven't called her, you know.
Okay. I would definitely recommend, I mean, you're going to need to contact your probation officer. Maybe mention that to your probation officer and see if they have some resources.
So how do I get a hold of her? I don't know who.
The phone number for the probation office is going to be in the paperwork the officer is about to give you. It's the main number, but they can direct you to your assigned probation officer.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Daniel to the podium. Delina Gamboa to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It's Daniel Philip Rodella. My birthday is 3/22/91.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a bond of $1,000 in one case, $100 in the other, for a total of $1,100. In the event you do post that bond, you're going to have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, sir? Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Ms. Gamboa to the podium, Mr. Edward Jones to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, Delina Jolie Gamboa, and then January 30th, 2004.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of threat, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 2 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have an arraignment hearing. This will take place in the Goodyear Municipal Court, and that will be on September 3rd at 8:30 a.m. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. In the event you post that bond, you do have written conditions of release. I do caution you to read them very carefully because you do have an alleged victim in this case, and you are not to have any uninvited contact with the alleged victim. If the alleged victim consents, you may contact, but if they do not, you may not have contact. If you live with the alleged victim and they don't consent to contact, you will need to contact law enforcement for 1 civil standby if you need to pick up any of your personal belongings. All of this will be included in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, so since I'm the full care provider of my daughter and my boyfriend works, it's just us 3. Like, how am I going to do that if we live together and stuff?
Do you mean the contact?
Yeah, because I'm sure he doesn't mind me there. Like, I have to take care of our baby.
Like I said, you can have contact if he consents to it. But if he doesn't consent, because you do have some pending assault charges with him as the alleged victim, then you would not be able to go there, and you would have to find an alternative residence. But with him being the alleged victim, you would have to get his consent to do that, okay? Anything further, ma'am?
No.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Edward Jones to the podium, John Ringer to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Edward Jones, June 25th, 1958.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 6, 11, 12, 14, 16, and 21. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation. Actually, you already have an attorney in this case. It's an amended petition. So I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed and set another probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You're not to possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yes, would that be 10% of that bill?
It is secured, so if you go through a bail bonding company.
I'm already on bail right now.
Yeah, because it looks like you were already picked up for a probation violation, right?
No, that was another case, whatever.
Because it looks like you were seen by this court on June 5th, and you were given a cash bond of $50, or did you have another case that day as well?
I was paid for it. It was $2,500.
Okay, that might have been a different case than this one then. because this one was only a $50 bond, but you might have had another case, but they filed another petition to revoke probation alleging some more allegations. So you can use the bail bonding company because it is secured, but you'll have to contact the bail bonding company when they take you back to processing.
I mean, but it's 10%, right? It's only, what, $50 right now?
Again, it's a $250 secured. If you go through a bail bonding companies are typically 10% plus collateral.
I got you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
John Ringer to the podium, Donovan Begay to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
John Ringer, 08/21/91.
Thank you, sir. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you in these cases and set a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30.
Okay.
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100 in each case. In the event you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release you need to comply with. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. And then, of course, you'll need to attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you forfeit that bond. Do you have any questions?
No.
Can you reprint number 29? All right, if you'll take a seat in the gallery, they'll bring you your paperwork. Thank you, sir. We have to reprint one of his. Donovan Begay to the podium. David Ontiveros to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
10/15/86, Donovan Dallas Brigade.
Thank you, sir. You're here on a new case for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. My notes do indicate that you also have a hold from the city of Phoenix. It looks like you have a warrant that was issued for your arrest there, and you likely will have a hearing with them this morning. And so I'm going to place a $50 placeholder bond on this case. It looks like your bond in Phoenix is $600. Again, you'll likely see that judge at 10 a.m. If you still have that bond, you'd have to post the $50 in addition to the City of Phoenix bond in order to be released. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, I got no.
Thank you, sir. If you step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. David Ontiveros to the podium and Elizabeth Pearson to the chair.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, can I get your name and date of birth?
David Ontiveros, May 26, 1998.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of assault, both Class 1 misdemeanors. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you can always hire an attorney if you would like. You're going to have an arraignment hearing September 16th at 8:30. That's in the El Mirage Municipal Court. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear. However, I do caution you to read your release conditions very carefully, as there is an alleged victim in this case, and you may not have any uninvited contact with the alleged victim. They must consent in order to have contact with them. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Elizabeth Pearson to the podium, Jeffrey Duncan to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Elizabeth Pearson, 10491.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of criminal trespass of a residential structure, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference September 12th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30. And in this case, I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at those hearings. You will have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, and no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you. Jeffrey Duncan to the podium. Mr. Heredia to the chair. Manuel. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jeffrey Duncan, 42593.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you have 3 cases on the calendar. 2 of them are probation violation warrants that were issued out of Maricopa County, and then you also have a warrant from the state of California. So for your 2 probation violation warrants here in Maricopa County, they have allegations that you violated terms 6, 7, and 21 of your probation. So I'm going to appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. In both of these cases, you are being held non-bondable. Now we need to talk about the case from California. As I mentioned, there is a warrant from the state of California. They have indicated that they want to extradite you back to the state of California. This is for a traffic offense, and the warrant issued in October of 2024. Did you get an opportunity to review the laminated card that was given to you? So you have a choice to make here today. So your first option is you can say, yes, California, I'm ready for you to pick me up. If you were to choose to do that, you would be held here in Maricopa County non-bondable, and you would be giving California up to 30 days to pick you up. However, that 30 days would not start until you resolved your other pending cases here in Maricopa County. In the alternative, you can have the right to demand that both the governor of Arizona and California sign a warrant ordering you to be extradited before that takes place. In that situation, I would set a hearing here in Maricopa County on September 8th at 1:30. That hearing is civil in nature, meaning you wouldn't be entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you could hire an attorney at your own expense. If you chose that route, you would be entitled to a secured appearance bond in the amount of $150,000. However, keep in mind, you are being held non-bondable on your other 2 cases until at least September 4th. So if you do go that route, posting that bond before you see what happens at your September 4th hearing isn't going to get you released until you know what's going to happen on your probation cases. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Do you know what you want to do here today?
Is there any way that I could, because what I wanted to do with my probation was to see if it was possible to kill my time and just do the prison time instead of the probation. Was there any way I could put the 2 together and do the California time with the Arizona time?
So first you need to go to the hearing on September 4th. Tell your attorney that that's what you want to do. They may be able to send you to the Department of Corrections for your remaining time on that case. Because you have the warrant, once you have that, they may be able to send you to California to handle those while you're still serving the time in Arizona with the Department of Corrections, but they have to work out all the correct paperwork for that to happen, which the September 4th hearing is a probation revocation and a potential disposition. So if you agree to something, you could potentially handle all of that on September 4th. But make sure you let your attorney know you have this other case pending in California, so that way they can get the proper paperwork done to potentially send you to California to handle that while you're also serving time here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So with that being said, do you want me to go ahead and set that hearing here on September 8th, since you have your hearing on probation revocation September 4th? Once you know more what's going on September 8th, they'll give you the same option I just gave you. If you waive it here today, it's forever waived. You won't have any more hearings here on the California case, and you'd just remain in custody until you resolved everything.
Okay, I'll just waive it for now until I see what's going on. I won't waive it.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set that hearing on September 8th. Again, just let your attorney know so that way everybody is on the same page. And on September 8th, you'll know what happened with the probation case. And again, you'll be given the same opportunity. Again, you'll know which option you want to do at that time, okay? But again, don't post the $150,000 at least until you see the probation revocation case, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you'll take a seat in the gallery, they'll get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can I have Manuel to the podium? Good evening, sir. Do I have a Spanish interpreter on the line?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I've got one party ready to go. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Wonderful. Good evening, sir. May I please get your name and date of birth?
Buenas noches, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Manuel Eduardo Chávez, 13 de diciembre del 89.
Muy bien. Y repita su nombre un poco más claro.
Manuel Eduardo Heredia Chávez.
Muy bien. So it's Manuel Eduardo Heredia Chávez, December 13, 1989.
Can I clarify your year of birth? Is it 1989 or 1999?
¿Su año de nacimiento es 1989 o 99?
89.
89.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a failure to appear bench warrant for a pending drug case.
Muy bien. Gracias, señor. Usted está aquí por una falla a comparecer en una advertencia, en este caso por un caso de ebriedad.
I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed and set a hearing September 5th and September 9th at 8:30 a.m.
Indicarle de que voy a firmar lo que el abogado había colocado para una audiencia en septiembre 5 y septiembre 9 a las 8:30 de la mañana.
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500.
Usted tiene una fianza de comparecencia por la cantidad de $1,000.
In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release.
En el evento que usted pague dicha fianza, usted tiene condiciones escritas para su liberación.
You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Usted no va a poseer drogas sin una prescripción o receta válida y no va a conducir sin una licencia de conducir.
You also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit your bond.
En este caso, recuerde de que usted tiene que asegurarse de atender a estas audiencias. Si no, se va a emitir una orden para su arresto y su fianza será dada.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Todo esto estará en su papeleo. ¿Usted en este caso tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
No.
Thank you, sir. If you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Gracias, señor. Si usted se va a su izquierda, el oficial le dará su papeleo.
That does conclude our Spanish matters this morning. I do appreciate your assistance. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Thank you for choosing Line Bridge. Have a wonderful morning, Judge.
Thank you. Our two remaining cases will proceed as house calls due to being a danger to self or others. Case number 21, Junior Dominic, date of birth May 3rd, 1996, is here on a new case for one count of burglary, a class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference September 12th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30. I am releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services. In the event he has written conditions of release. It does include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 30 and 31, Tracy Furco, date of birth April 12th, 1991. She is here for two cases, a new case and a probation violation case. The first case is one count of aggravated assault on a public transportation employee, a class 6 felony, and one count of disorderly conduct, a class 1 misdemeanor. Her probation case is a term 1 violation. I am finding probable cause on both cases and appointing counsel on both cases. She will have a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30, a status conference September 5th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. She has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000 on her new charges, and she's being held non-bondable on her probation case. At this time, she cannot bond out due to her probation cases. However, if after she has that hearing on September 4th, she bonds out on her new charges, she does have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime. If anything changes after I meet with her, I will update the written record as well as Mr. Dominic. This does conclude our 2 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 5 a.m.
only one I'm really on that she's so slow is Andrew down to the 25.
I see that. Yeah, I think on page 2.
Yeah, I think she's just got a couple of the, yeah. Or page 2.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. She does all this. All right, everybody up? She locked the door.
Oh, did she?
She did.
Maybe she's got something like that.
Good. Hey, Gary, Deanna, stand up. That's all she got, and then she walked through the door. I know she can do it. Go ahead, sit down, guys. She can walk through the door, second thing, sit down and watch. Maybe it's right. It's right.
Right.
Is that Adele?
Yeah, he's gonna have you first.
Change my order. All right, I'll pull in front. He's going for the front, good.
They all.
No, he is.
Oh.
Adele? Adele? Come on up here. You're gonna be first. Throw up?
No, but, hey, my thing said the one that, you know,
I don't control the order. No, you're not leaving the court, you're seeing good now. All right, won't be first one, last one, see that. Please stop on me.
Huh?
The judge is stop on me. Mesa?
yeah, I just got this. Thank you.
You have more?
Oh, she updated just one of them.
What am I gonna do with her?
But she's hungry already.
Huh?
Is it Elizabeth? I'm just trying to think of a
I don't think, I don't think. All right.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 5 a.m. initial appearance calendar on August 29th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that was given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I will call you each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I will let you know what you were here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If we could start with Andrew Adele to the podium and Luis Meza to the chair. Good morning, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Andrew Adele, on January 14th of 92.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 5 cases. Your first one is a new case, and the other 4 are your probation cases.
Okay.
Your new charges is for 1 count of aggravated assault, serious physical injury, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or a dangerous instrument, also a Class 3 felony. And then because you were picked up on a new offense and you are on probation, it is a Term 1 violation in each of your probation cases. So I am finding probable cause, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have some hearings coming up. You are going to have a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30, a status conference September 5th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. In your new case, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100,000. However, in your probation cases, you are being held non-bondable.
Okay.
So even if you were to post that bond, you would remain in custody, okay?
Okay.
All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Luis Meza to the podium and Michael Nichter to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Luis Mesa Lorenzano,
And your date of birth, sir?
December 6, 1990.
Thank you, sir. You are here on 2 cases. You have a new case as well as a grand jury warrant that was issued. Your new case is for 1 count of dangerous drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony, and I am finding probable cause. The grand jury warrant that was issued has an offense date ranging from January 7th, 2020 to June 21st of 2022, and it is for 2 counts of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of conspiracy, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of illegal control of enterprise, a Class 3 felony, and 2 counts of using electronic communications during a drug transaction, a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing counsel in both cases. You are going to have an arraignment hearing and a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. On your new charges, you have a cash bond of $50,000. On your grand jury warrant, you have a cash bond of $150,000. So it's a total bond of $200,000 between both cases. In the event that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. You're not to possess drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And then you'll need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear at any hearing, a warrant will issue and you'd forfeit any bonds you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Okay.
Michael to the podium, Alyssa to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Michael Nichter, February 8th, 1984.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 2 counts of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault impeding breathing, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of arson of property, Class 5 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass of a residential structure, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass of a residential yard, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of threat, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. Those are both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100,000. In the event you post that bond, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You will also have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that may be issued against you. And then you need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear at any of those hearings, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Alyssa to the podium, Antonio to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Alyssa Toussaint, 12/20/2003.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on a grand jury warrant. It is for 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony with an offense date of April 28th, 2025. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting an arraignment hearing September 5th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse. I am affirming the cash bond of $75,000. In the event you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and then you'll need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bonds you posted. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
Yeah, so I wasn't aware of the first court date. I didn't.
So this is a grand jury warrant, so a court date was not issued. When you were indicted by the grand jury, a warrant issued with this bond.
Okay.
Okay, anything further, ma'am? All right, if you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Antonio Villarreal to the podium and James Stanley to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Antonio Villarreal, September 1st, 1987.
Thank you. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 4 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of endangerment, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of hit and run, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30, and you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event that bond is posted, you do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess weapons. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, is the bond like the secure or cash?
It is secured, meaning you can use a bail bonding company.
Okay, thank
Anything further?
That's it.
Okay, just up to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. James Stanley to the podium. William to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
James Stanley, October 1st, 1973.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of aggravated criminal damage of defacing a worship, Class 4 felony, 1 count of forgery, a Class 4 felony, 2 counts of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and 1 is a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of tampering with a public record, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $35,000. In the event you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of that will be included in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. William to the podium and Philip to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, it's William Melky, 6/21/65.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of trafficking stolen property, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of theft, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $20,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and then you'll need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'd forfeit any bond you posted. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
As far as secure bond, so how much would the bond be?
So typically, if you go through a bail bonding company, it's going to be 10% plus collateral, which in your case would be $2,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Philip Trotter to the podium. Mr. Gadsden Scott to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Philip Trotter, 11/16/1961.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case for 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple of hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse. Your first one's a status conference September 5th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of that will be included in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Will the alleged victim will the alleged victim be actually accused of any crimes? For my counterclaim, I've actually claimed against him that he's had some theft charges.
I don't have the name of your alleged victim, so I don't know if there are any claims at this time. I read in the allegations what you had alleged. Whether or not he was arrested on that, I don't have that information, sir. All right. Thank you. If you step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Mr. Gadsden Scott to the podium, Mr. William Washington to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Javion Gaston Scott, 04/13/2004.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 5, 12, and 15 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing on September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. In the event you do post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit your bond. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
You said secure bond?
It is a secured appearance, yes, sir.
No question.
Okay, just step to your left, officer.
Oh, yeah, I do got a question. I had Erica Daniels already.
I did see that. That was from 2024. I'm not sure. It looks like that was in September.
Yeah.
Was your last hearing. If that attorney is still at the public defender's office, it'll likely be the same person, but just in case, I put in a notice to appoint an attorney, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. William Washington to the podium and Mr. Robert Williams to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth, sir?
William Washington, 11/24/71.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, one count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You'll have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess any weapons, and you may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You'll also need to ensure you attend all your hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. That will all be included in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so take a step to your left, officer. We'll get you that paperwork. Robert Williams to the podium and Erica Howell to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Robert Jr. Williams, 4/26/74.
Thank you, sir. You are here on two cases. They're both probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney in both cases and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750 in one case, $250 in the other, for a total bond of $1,000. In the event that bond is posted, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be included in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Is there a way I can get an OR? Because I have a job.
So you do have bonds on both of your warrants, so you would have to post the bond in order to be released from custody. If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody till September 4th, and they'll transport you to that hearing. And if at that time your attorney feels like it's appropriate, they can request a motion to modify your release conditions.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, just step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Erica Howell to the podium and Curtis Elmquist to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Erica Howell. And 1593.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, and 15. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750. In the event you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be included in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
Just like, well, cause on if I have like another court date did they notify me while I'm in jail?
Do you think you have a court date for a different case?
No, this is for probation, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
This is your probation case. Let me see,
Because I went to court, where I had court up on the 27th. So I'm basically, with me being up in jail, I don't want to have to go through like a page 2 or something like that because of my court from the 27th. They're going to give me my next court date and I may be up in jail.
I understand that. So what case is that? Is that here in Maricopa County?
Yeah, or I'll just call my mom and ask them, because just keep it. I'm coming.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. If you do have any other hearings, let the officers know so they should be able to make you available for transport. I don't show anything on my system, but that doesn't mean you don't have any, okay?
Okay.
Okay, just take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm right here. Hold on, she just got one.
Curtis Elmquist to the podium and Angel Apodaca to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Curtis Elmquist, January 20th, 1986.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a warrant from the Santan Justice Court. It is for an offense date of April of 2021 for failure to give your information in an accident, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and then it looks like you failed to appear at a couple of hearings, and as a result, a warrant has issued for your arrest on April 2nd, 2025. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set an arraignment hearing September 4th at 8:30. That hearing will take place in the Santan Justice Court. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $680. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And then, of course, you need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear at another hearing, another warrant will issue and you'd forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Angel Apodaca to the podium. Camille Carcraft to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Angel Apodaca, 12/35/2001.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event you post that bond, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, ma'am? No. Okay, step to your left. They'll give you that paperwork. Camille to the podium. May I get your name and date of birth?
Camille Lagarto, January 8, 2004.
Do you have a second last name?
Kirkcraft.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a justice court warrant that was issued from Ironwood. It does relate to an offense date of October 2nd, 2024, and driving with a license that was suspended, revoked, or canceled, and failing to appear at a hearing on October 29th, 2024. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You are going to have an arraignment hearing September 18th at 9 a.m. That will take place in the Ironwood Justice Court. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at that hearing. You do have written conditions of release you'll need to comply with. It does include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And then you'll need to ensure you get yourself to that hearing. If you do fail to appear, another warrant will issue and you'll likely be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
No, thank you.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Have a nice day.
May I have Dominic Robles to the podium? May I get your name and date of birth?
Dominic Robles, January 6, 2003.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of sexual conduct with a minor, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference September 5th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You will also have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you are prohibited from having contact with minors. All of this information will be included in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, not really.
Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you. The remaining cases will proceed as house calls, either due to being unable to function or a danger to self. Case number 101112 are Salim Muhammad, date of birth January 1st, 1999. He has 3 cases on the calendar, and they are all failure to appear bench warrants that were issued. I am affirming the attorneys previously appointed to represent him, and I am setting a hearing on September 5th at 8:30. That applies to all 3 cases. He has a cash bond in the amount of $1,000 in each case for a total of $3,000. In the event that bond is posted, he will have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours of release. Case number 4, Aiden Mitchell, date of birth March 24th, 2004, is here on a new case for 2 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference September 5th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30, and he has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. In the event bond is posted, he will have written conditions of release. He may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Case number 22, 23, and 24 all belong to Nicholas DeHale, date of birth August 16th, 1983. He is here on 3 cases, 2 probation violation warrants, and 1 case for new charges. His new charges are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond of $50 in this case. In both of his probation cases, it is a Term 1 violation. I'm appointing counsel and setting a probation revocation hearing September 4th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250 in each probation case. That's a total bond of $550 for all 3 cases. In the event bond is posted, he will have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours of release. If anything changes after I meet with these parties, I will update the written record. This does conclude our 5 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 8 a.m.
For release.
Are y'all gonna call it? You want me to?
You, this is your courtroom. Spencer got the card, right? What was that? Spencer got the card? Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. Was it on top of you?
All right.
Good morning, you may be seated. Okay. Good morning. This is the time set for the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for August 29th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 1st of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar. I am Commissioner Dyer, and before we get started, there's just a few things that I want to explain to you. I will be calling each of you up to the podium one by one, where I will ask you for your first and last name and your date of birth. I will then tell you why you were here and whether or not an attorney has been appointed to you. I will then let you know what your future court dates will be. Then I will let you know what your bond will be if you are eligible for bond and what your release conditions will be. Some of you may have some questions while I'm providing this advisement. I would first ask that you not interrupt me while I'm providing the advisement. Allow me to complete the advisement and then ask your questions. Secondly, your questions should only be directed towards your release conditions. This is a recorded proceeding. Anything that you say here could be used against you. So you are cautioned against making statements about your case. Any legal questions that you may have should be directed towards your attorney. The first person that I'm calling to the podium is Jose Ruiz. And then Mr. Day, if you will please have a seat in the chair by the door. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Jose Leonardo Ruiz,
And what is your date of birth?
12089.
You are here today because you have 4 warrants that were issued when you failed to appear for court dates. Attorneys were already appointed to represent you in all 4 matters. You will have a status conference hearing on 2 of the matters on September 4th at 8:30. And then, on 3 of the matters, you will have a status conference hearing on September 4th at 8:30. On the 4th, you will have a disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. All 4 of your warrants indicate that you are not eligible for a bond due to the nature of the, they are a violation of probation warrants, and it appears as though there may be a period of incarceration. On the last one that was issued on a newer case, it looks like you are not eligible for bond, as I'm not sure if there's sentencing or the possibility of incarceration regarding that, for that matter as well. So, at this time, you're not eligible for bond. You will be seen on all of your matters on September 4th at 8:30. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Day, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Turner, will you please have a seat in the chair by the door? Oh, sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
First name Paul, last name Day, date of birth 11/25/1988.
You are here today because you have 1 new case and then you have 2 probation violation matters. On your new case, you were charged with 1 count of robbery, a class 4 felony, and 1 count of disorderly conduct involving fighting, a class 1 misdemeanor. The date of these alleged offenses is July 14th of 2025. I did find probable cause as to both counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You have a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. As to your 2 probation violation matters, I did appoint an attorney to represent you in those matters. You will have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. On those matters, you are not bondable due to the nature of the violation of probation. There's a strong likelihood that you will be facing a period of incarceration on those matters. So I will also caution you that because you're being held not bondable on your probation matters, I will caution you against attempting to post bond on the matter that you are eligible for a bond on. Posting bond would not secure your release at this time. Wait until after you are seen on September 4th to see what happens with those matters before you attempt to post bond. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victims, and you cannot possess any weapons. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date will result in the loss of any bond that you post a warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. Looks like you may have some questions.
Yes, is there any way possible I could get like a lower bond?
No. I am looking at the reason why you are on probation. Both of your probation cases involve robbery. You were already found. So you're asking me a question, so I'm answering it. So you already have 2 cases for robbery, which is why I believe that you may be facing a period of incarceration on those cases, because now you're back on another robbery case. I'm not going to reduce the bond. I think the bond that I'm ordering is appropriate because you have a history of victim crimes. And in this particular instance, in reading the Form 4 statement, there was also some force used, according to the Form 4 statement, that force was used to take from the victim. That's what I have found probable cause on. You can shake your head no, but I found probable cause on those facts that there's enough information for me to believe that you committed robbery and that you also assaulted this victim in doing so. And then I'm looking at your history that you have 2 prior robbery convictions. So I'm not lowering the bond. I believe that, number one, that there's a possibility of flight risk because there is a period of incarceration that may be on the table for you. I'm also concerned about the safety of the community with you in it. So I believe a bond is necessary here to ensure that the public is safe while you are on release, and also to ensure that you show up for your court date.
I mean, I showed up for every single one of my court dates. I never missed a court date during my whole entire time being here in Phoenix, Arizona. And the guy that...
We're not going to talk about your case.
That's why I'm in court, to talk about my case.
You don't have an attorney with you right now, and I started the hearing by saying that you should not talk about your case because this is a recorded proceeding. You don't have an attorney here with you, and anything that you say here could be used against you. So you can take the advice or not. You can take the admonition or not.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it's possible because I never missed one of my court dates.
I'm telling you that it's not possible, and I told you why it's not possible.
All right, then.
So if you'll step to your left, officer, we'll give you your paperwork.
Can I ask you a question about my medication? Because I haven't received my medicine. That's what you would ask back there. That they do have medical, so you let the deputies know that you have certain medications, and they have a medical protocol back there. But they have not been giving it to me, though.
You just got here, sir. You haven't been here for a full 24 hours.
I've got here since yesterday. I've been in cases since yesterday.
You have to be seen within 24 hours. You have not been here for a full 24 hours.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Turner, will you please come to the podium?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Timothy Turner, 06/07/1970.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of aggravated harassment, a Class 6 felony. The date of the alleged offense is July 30th, 2025. I did find probable cause. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. Prior to the hearing, the court did review a victim impact statement as well as the state's recommendations regarding release. The court did take into consideration both the victim impact statement and the recommendations of the state. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $25,000. If you are able to post bond, you'll be released to pretrial services on electronic monitoring. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. My understanding that there is an order of protection, so you must comply with that. And if there's an order against harassment that is issued, you must comply with that as well. You cannot contact the victim for any reason, and you are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this case, you will be charged again with aggravated harassment, which is a Class 6 felony. Failure to comply with these release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you will post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. This takes care of everything that I have to advise you of today. If you have no questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
Mr. Cheatham, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Benali, will you please have a seat in the chair?
Well, sir, will you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Terrion Cheatham, 03-22-96.
You are here today on a new case. You are charged with 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, unlawful entry, a Class 3 felony. I did find probable cause as to that offense, and the date of the offense is August 27th, 2025. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You will have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $15,000. Prior to the hearing, I did review a victim impact statement as well as recommendations from the state, and I did take into consideration that information in determining what are the appropriate release conditions. So you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $15,000. If you're able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Benally. Mr. Marks, will you please have a seat in the chair? Mr. Benally, will you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Terry T. Benelli,
And your date of birth?
2/20/80.
Did you say February 28th, 1980?
2/20/80.
2/20, February 20th?
2/28/80.
Okay, thank you. You were here today on a new case. You were charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest with risk of physical injury, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of obstruction or refusing to give true name, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to all of these counts, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime and you cannot possess any weapons. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
I'm trying to go to the hospital too.
So I believe that you would need to talk to the officers about taking you to the hospital. You'll have to give them the information, and I think you will need to be seen by medical.
I do nothing wrong. I'm just standing there at the light rail.
Okay, that's what you tell your attorney? That's not for me. I made my decision on whether or not there's probable cause. This is whatever defense you may have, that's what you share with your attorney, and then your attorney can raise those issues when you go down the line with this court case. Anything else?
They were looking for somebody. They got the wrong guy.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you now. So if you'll please step to the left. Mr. Marks, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Kraus, will you please have a seat in the chair by the door? Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Juliano Marks, 10/11/1991.
You were here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause as to that offense, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. Prior to the hearing, I did review the victim impact statement as well as the state's recommendations. I did take into consideration the wishes of the victim as well as recommendations of the state. I do believe that a secured appearance bond in the amount of $15,000 is appropriate. I am going to order that if you are able to post bond, that you'll be released to pretrial services on electronic monitoring. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. You must comply with the order of protection that has been issued. And I'm going to give you this admonition just based on my review of the victim impact statement, that you cannot have any contact with the alleged victim, even if the alleged victim contacts you first. You cannot reside at the same location as the alleged victim, and you are permitted one civil standby with local law enforcement to assist you in collecting your essential belongings. You are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this case, you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a Class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork.
Question for you is, I can post bond today, Your Honor?
You can.
Thank you.
Mr. Kraus, will you please come to the podium, and Mr. Steiger, if you will please have a seat in the chair by the door. Paul Kraus.
Sorry, Your Honor.
No worries, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Paul Kraus, 2/23/1981.
You were here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The date of these alleged offenses is August 18th of 2025. I did find probable cause as to the charges, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you would post. A warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to tell you this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you.
Your Honor, can I ask that you lower my bond? My wife and my children are about to get evicted from an apartment. I just started a new job. I can't lose my job. My kids, we were just homeless last summer. I can't let them be homeless again.
Sir, I will tell you this. When people are alleging to me about their children and they're picked up on drug charges, I think you have like other problems.
I know, I understand that.
So that's not going to be a prevailing argument for me when I found probable cause that you were in possession of methamphetamine, and now you're telling me that you're parenting children while you could potentially be using drugs while you're parenting children. That could be a DCS issue.
It was something. Yeah, it wasn't in my house.
Well, but I'm also looking at your history, and you have felony convictions for possession of dangerous drugs, multiple felony drug charges. So, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good from what I can see so far.
I know my children don't deserve any of that, ma'am. But I mean, they're my children. I need to take care of them.
Are you taking care? Do you feel like you're taking care of your children?
I do. My children, they have a home right now. They're in school. They have the clothes they need. They have the food they need. And I'm the one that gives all that.
So
I'm the only one. My wife doesn't work.
Finding that you created property damage against somebody, and that you and in the probable cause statement that you had been arrested previously for disorderly conduct. And then at the time of your arrest, you were in possession of methamphetamine.
Ma'am,
I'm just letting you know. You're asking me what I can do, and I'm telling you why I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do, that you are engaging in behavior, allegedly, that is not safe behavior, especially for one who is alleging that they are caring for children, period. So I don't believe that there's nothing more for us to talk about.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, man.
Mr. Steiger? Mr. Trammell, will you please have a seat in the chair by the door? Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Richard Steiger, 080201.
You are here today because a warrant was issued when you failed to appear for a court date. An attorney was already appointed to represent you in this matter. You have a status conference hearing on September 4th at 8:30. That warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $3,500. If you are able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, another warrant would issue for your arrest. The bond that you did post will be forfeited, and you may have to pay additional bond. So this takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this morning. If you have no questions for me, feel free to step to your left. Officer will give you your paperwork.
Yes, so September 4th, back here?
September 4th at 8:30.
8:30, all right, thank you.
Mr. Trammell, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Cruz Rivera, if you'll please have a seat by the chair, or have a seat in the chair by the door. Hello, sir. Can you please tell me your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Michael Andrew Trammell, 101087.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of Springerville Municipal Court. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You have an arraignment hearing on September 4th at 8:30. Your warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,540.60. If you are able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you post would be forfeited. Another warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, feel please step to your left. The officer will give you your paperwork.
One question, so are they gonna extradite me to Springerville, or?
Usually that's how it works, is that they'll come and pick you up.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Cruz Rivera, will you please come to the podium? And Miss Brim, will you please have a seat in the chair? Pablo Cruz Rivera. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Mi nombre es Pablo José Cruz Rivera,
And what is your date of birth?
1996-03-6, marzo.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead. It looks like we may need an interpreter for this matter since he is answering me in Spanish.
Rivera, ¿nomás hablas español?
Sí,
Pero cuando te pregunté, ¿por qué no me dijiste?
no te entendí.
No me entendiste cuando
No.
te pregunté si nomás hablas español. Ok, salte de aquí.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Brem, can you please come to the podium? Ma'am, can you please state your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Gilda Brim, 4854.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of West Mesa Justice Court. I have a question for you. Were you being held in custody for another court, for like Phoenix Court?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Were you in custody? Were you being held for something else, like within the city, like the city of Phoenix or any other city court?
No.
How did you get picked up by the police?
How did I get picked up by the police?
The reason I'm asking you these questions is because I don't know if you were already in custody for something else. All I have is your warrant. I don't have any other information.
I was picked up in a park because the park wasn't open yet, so they picked me and my friend up.
Do you know when that happened?
Yesterday.
And had you been in custody for anything else recently?
No.
Okay. So you were here today because you have a warrant out of West Mesa Justice Court. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. The warrant is based on a ticket that you received for driving with a license that is suspended, revoked, or canceled, and you have the date of the offense was June 27th of 2022, and you have continually failed to appear for your court dates. So that is the reason for the warrant. I appointed an attorney to represent you. You have an arraignment hearing on September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. If you're able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you posted would be lost. Another warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. The original warrant, the bond on the warrant was $500. I'm ordering $250 and giving you an opportunity to post bond and go to court and take care of this. It's been pending since June of 2022. You need to just take care of it.
Okay, could I say something, Your Honor?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wasn't aware I had any, warrants or tickets because I was...
Ma'am, you were aware. I looked at your Justice Case Court card, and you did appear for one of your hearings by phone in May of 2024.
Okay.
You asked for the warrant to be quashed, and actually you appeared for your hearing by phone on April 30th of 2024. You were released. You were present. The judge released you on your own recognizance, and you were supposed to show up for court on May 2nd. You did not show up for court, and I'm pretty sure you got the admonition that if you did not show up to court, another warrant would issue for your arrest, and you did not show up to court, so another warrant was issued for your arrest.
I wasn't able to receive my mail. I was evicted.
But ma'am, you appeared for your hearing and you knew what your court date was. You had actual notice of your court date. So, and I will let you know that by what's going on here with you and the way that you're kind of trying to give me reasons why you didn't go to court, by holding you on bond, that's going to make sure that you go to court and you take care of this, so you will stop getting arrested on warrants for a ticket for failing to have it, for driving with the license that is suspended. You need to go to court and take care of this. All right, so this takes care of everything that I have to advise you of today. If you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Okay, should I wait or just call the next one?
I would call the next one.
Okay. Mr. Ariano, will you please come to the podium? Sir, can you please state your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Luis Ariano, 7/15/1986.
You were here today on two matters. You have a warrant out of Buckeye Municipal Court, and you have a family child support court, a family court child support warrant. On your child support warrant, because this is a case that's civil in nature, an attorney would not be appointed to you. You have a return hearing on September 2nd at 10 a.m. Your warrant has a purge amount of $428. You must pay that in order to secure your release. If you're not able to post that, then you will be seen by the judge on September 2nd at 10 a.m. Then for your warrant out of Buckeye Municipal Court, I did appoint an attorney to represent you in that matter. You have an arraignment hearing on September 3rd at 1 p.m. I'm ordering a $50 secured appearance bond. It's really a placeholder bond, so that if you are in custody here, that you will get transported for that hearing so that you can take care of that matter without another warrant issuing for your arrest. So your total bonds between the two cases, $50 secured appearance bond on the warrant out of Buckeye Municipal Court, and your child support warrant is $428 cash in order to secure your release between the two matters. So this takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Keep going?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Gomez, will you please come to the podium? Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Antonio Gomez, 3491.
You were here today because you have two child support. I'm so sorry. You were here today because you have two probation warrants. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in both matters. You have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. Both of your warrants have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500, so your total secured appearance bond is $1,000. If you're able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, you will lose the bond that you posted. A warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I have to tell you about this morning. You have questions for me?
Yeah, is it possible I can get my bond reduced, like, to like 500? Because I don't have no help. I literally, the reason I violated my probation is because they didn't have an address, and they told me to go to rehab, and I went to rehab. So when I left from rehab, I didn't have an address, so that's why they violated my probation, because I didn't have an address.
Sir, I'm not the one who ordered. This is the judge who's over the probation cases. This is the judge based on the information that was reviewed. And it wasn't just that you didn't have an address, it's that you didn't report. You haven't reported to probation in some time. And it has, like, you didn't report as directed on April 8th, April 15th, April 22nd. Your whereabouts have been unknown since April 9th of 2025. And I will just say that despite whatever you have going on, you know that you're on probation.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
You made no effort to contact your probation officer when I'm looking at the notes, and that's why this warrant was issued. And I believe the only reason why you were here today is because you were picked up on the warrant. And had you not been picked up on your warrant, you probably would still be not in contact with your probation officer.
Correct.
So those are probably the reasons why the judge issued the warrants and set the bond as they did. So I'm not here to change those orders. I'm just here
Okay,
to
so
tell
if
you
I
what
pay the $1,000, I could get bonded out?
it's 10% of $1,000, 10% plus collateral. So it's $100 plus collateral to bond out.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm checking. Yes, no, keep going.
I think she'll be on.
So just do the next one?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Delicado, if you'll please come to the podium.
I'm letting our interpreter know. We should be able to do that.
Okay, we're going to go ahead. We have the interpreter now, so I believe we are able to call Mr. Cruz Rivera.
¿Puede pasar al podio el señor Cruz Rivera?
Pablo. Come on. Go to the podium, man.
Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Señor, ¿puede dar su nombre, su fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Pablo Soy Cruz Rivera, nací en 1996, 036, marzo.
Pablo José Cruz Rivera, March 6th of 1996.
You are here today because you have 3 probation violation warrants.
El día de hoy está aquí porque tiene 3 órdenes de arresto por infringir su régimen a prueba.
I did appoint an attorney to represent you in both matters.
He designado un abogado para que lo represente en ambos casos.
You have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30.
Tiene una audiencia para dar actualización o posiblemente revocar régimen a prueba. Could you repeat the date for the interpreter, Your Honor?
September 4th at 8:30.
Thank you. El 4 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
You have 2 warrants in the amount of $100.
Tiene 2 órdenes de arresto en la cantidad de $200
and 1 warrant in the amount of $150.
y una orden de arresto en la cantidad de $150.
Your total secured appearance bond is $350.
Su fianza para poder asegurar su presencia total sería de $350.
If you are able to post bond,
si puede pagar fianza,
you must appear for your court date.
Debe presentarse para su audiencia.
If you fail to appear for your court date,
si no se presenta para su audiencia,
you will lose the bond that you posted.
Perderá la fianza que ha pagado.
Warrants will again issue for your arrest.
Órdenes de arresto una vez más serán emitidas en su contra.
And additional bond could be imposed.
Y fianzas adicionales podrían ser impuestas.
This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning.
Esto se encarga de todo lo que deberíamos hablar esta mañana.
If you have no questions for me,
Si no hay ninguna pregunta para mí,
please step to your left and the officer will give you your paperwork.
pase a la izquierda y el oficial le dará sus documentos.
Over here. Madam Interpreter, can you inquire as to whether or not anybody else is in need of your services before I excuse you?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Alguien más necesita un intérprete al español?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Madam Interpreter. You may be excused.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Mr. Indelicado, if you'll please come to the podium, and Mr. Daniel Garcia, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Yeah, my name is Andrew Indelicado, November 28th, 1995.
You are here today on you have one new case and you have a probation violation warrant. On your new case, you were charged with 1 count of possession of a narcotic drug, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause as to both of those charges. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You have a security appearance bond in the amount of $250. As to your probation violation warrant, I did appoint an attorney to represent you in that matter. You have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. That warrant had a security appearance bond in the amount of $100. Between your two cases, you have a total security appearance bond of $350. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. If you fail to comply with your release conditions or you fail to appear for your court dates, that would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Warrants would again issue for your arrest and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Mr. Garcia, will you please come to the podium? And Ms. Hicks, will you please have a seat in the chair? Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your first, last name, and your date?
Daniel Garcia, June 4th, 1969.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of El Centro Justice Court. Due to the nature of the charge, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 18th at 8:30. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. You do have to promise to appear for your court date.
I promise.
If you fail to appear for your court date, another warrant will issue for your arrest. I will let you know. I was able to review some of your case history. This looks like it was your first time failing to appear, which is why I'm giving you the opportunity to go and appear. If you do not appear, you're looking at a bond amount at a minimum of $500. So make sure you go to court.
I promise. I'll never do a suspended license again.
Okay. Just make sure you go to court.
You're honoring me?
I am.
Thank you.
The officer will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have two. You have two. I'm so sorry. You have 2 warrants. The other one is from Encanto Justice Court. Again, due to the nature of the charge, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. For that matter, you have a hearing on September 18th at 1:30. And again, I'm going to OR you on that one as well. And again, if you do not show up to court, another warrant will issue, and the minimum bond for that was $100.
That won't happen.
Okay, so that takes care of everything I needed to talk to you about. The officer's going to give you your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Dyer.
Ms. Hicks, will you please come to the podium? Good morning, ma'am. Can you please tell me your first and last name and your date of birth?
Jessica Hicks, September 15, 1984.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause as to both counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 12th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 16th at 8:30. I am inclined to release you to pretrial services. You do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear for your court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Your following release conditions, one of them is that you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. If you fail to comply with your release conditions or you fail to appear for your court dates, a warrant will issue for your arrest and a bond will be imposed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you the paperwork. Ms. Sanchez, will you please come to the podium? Good morning. Can you state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Elvira Sanchez, 8/13/87.
You are here today because you have a warrant for your arrest out of the state of Idaho, which makes you a fugitive of justice. As a fugitive of justice, you do have the right to an extradition hearing. I want to advise you that you are not entitled to bond because the reason for your warrant is a violation of probation. You can hire an attorney at your own expense. One would not be appointed to you because this is a civil matter rather than criminal in nature. An extradition requires a warrant to be signed by the governor of Arizona and the governor of Idaho. That process can take between 60 and 90 days. You also have the right to waive the extradition process. Again, you would not be entitled to bond. Idaho would have 30 days from tomorrow to come pick you up if you don't have any local charges pending. If you have local charges pending, the 30 days would not start until after the local charges were resolved. I saw that you did review the information regarding this process. Do you know how you would like to proceed today?
I don't know.
Okay, so it looks like you might have some questions, so ask them and maybe I can help you.
Do I sign it, the extraditable? Huh?
I can't give you anything on that.
And what is it that you don't understand?
I'll just wait. I'll wait it out.
Okay, so you will have a court date on September 8th at 1:30. You'll be seen by the judge, and please understand that you are not entitled to bond. So
if they don't come for me in 30 days, I get out?
No, because you're not waiving. You're asking to go through. So if you don't waive, then you're going through the process of requiring the governor of Idaho to sign and the governor of Arizona to sign.
I waive it.
Okay, before we do that, I'm going to ask you some questions so I can be sure that this is what you would like to do, okay?
Okay.
And you have to answer the questions yes or no. So first, I'm confirming that you did review the information regarding the extradition process, correct?
Yes.
And you do understand that you do not have to sign the paperwork to waive.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
And do you understand that you do have the right to have an extradition hearing?
Yes.
And do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that the governor's warrant be signed by both the governor of Arizona and the governor of Idaho before you are returned to Idaho?
Yes.
Do you understand that you do not have a right to bail because your warrant is for a violation of probation?
Yes.
Do you want to give up the rights and sign the paperwork?
Yes, so yes.
Well, you can't say yes like that.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Has anybody forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything to get you to sign the paperwork?
No.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours?
Yes.
And taking any of those things, does it affect your ability to understand what you are doing here today?
No.
I find that you have knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily are signing a waiver, and I'm going to also sign it. I am going to direct the sheriff's office to notify Idaho that you are ready to return. Idaho will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up, unless you have any local charges pending. If you have any local charges pending, the 30 days would not start until those matters are resolved.
Okay.
Okay. Can you please step forward? Yep.
Go with it.
Okay, and is my signature, Tommy, showing that I signed it?
Yes, it's still showing.
I changed it to the waiver.
Okay, I did get it.
Okay.
Go ahead. And then one more. I'll get that to you right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we do need to clear. We do need to clear.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that right.
James Davison, date of birth, March 16th, 1973, is here on a probation violation warrant. Mr. James is not physically present in court due to combative behavior. I did appoint an attorney to represent him in this matter. He will have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. He is not entitled to bond due to the nature of the violation of probation. It appears to the court that he may be facing a period of incarceration. I will meet with Mr. James. If any changes are needed, I will do so on the record or in writing.
Your Honor, what do we need to clear the room for?
The last two.
So we need the last two in here?
Yeah.
Grandson and one kid?
Yes.
No.
Mr. Granson, will you please come to the podium? Sir, will you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
October 8th, 2000, grandson.
What's your first name?
Jeffrey.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of assault with intent to injure, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to both counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference hearing on September 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 9th at 8:30. You have a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $100,000. If you are able to post bond, you'll be released to pretrial services on electronic monitoring. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victims, and you cannot possess any weapons. If you fail to comply with your release conditions or you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you post will be forfeited. A warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. Looks like you have a question.
So I have no bond, or the bond is $100,000, he said?
Your bond is $100,000 cash.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Anything else?
You say something about probation? No.
I did not say probation. I said you would be released to pretrial services if you could post bond.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that would be all.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, officer, we'll give you your paperwork. Mr. Fuentes, will you please come to the podium?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Will you please state your first and last name? And your...
Hector Giovanni Fuentes, 51098.
You are here today on a probation violation warrant. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 4th at 8:30. Your warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. If you're able to post bond, you cannot possess any weapons. You must appear for your court date. If you fail to comply with your release conditions or appear for your court date, any bond that you post would be lost. Another warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. This takes care of everything that I have to advise you of today. If you have no questions for me.
I have a question. So $2,500 bond, can I pay cash?
It was ordered as secured appearance, so it's 10% plus collateral.
What does that mean?
That means you pay $250 and whatever a bonding company will accept for collateral.
Does the collateral have to be under my name? Or could it be
That's
under?
for you to talk to.
Okay.
I don't know what bonding agencies, what they accept for collateral or what their
Okay.
policies or practices are. You'd have to talk to them about that.
Okay, thank you.
This concludes our 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar. We stand in recess until 11 a.m.
All right, thank you. Please be seated. Looks like this got rebooted. All right. Okay. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for August 29th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar will also apply to these hearings. And we're going to start with Ms. Brown, Erica Brown. If you'll come all the way to the podium, you'll be first. After that, Fernando Garcia, will you go to the chair? You'll be after Ms. Brown. Good morning, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Erica Nicole Brown, January 11, 93.
All right, thank you very much. You are here on one new allegation. It is murder in the second degree. That is a Class 1 felony. Based on what the police have presented, the court finds probable cause for this offense. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. Before the court sets conditions of bail or release, did the state want to be heard on this case? Oh, we can't hear you. No, sorry, still not. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. Okay, she's going to log out and log back in, so let everybody just sit tight, please. Just in the meantime.
In the meantime, Your Honor, may I make?
No, sorry, I can't proceed. She's not here.
Oh, gotcha.
So, here she comes back into the meeting. I'm gonna hear from the state first, then I'm going to give you a Fifth Amendment warning, and then we will proceed. Okay, all right. Try again, ma'am. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes. I don't know what was wrong before, but it seems to have been solved. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Dawn Sauer on behalf of the state. The state is seeking a $1 million cash bond due to the severity of the charges, and the state is also concerned that the defendant is a flight risk, as she has not been in Arizona very long and is from Minnesota. In this case, the video evidence is overwhelming. The state is concerned that the defendant in 2 separate interviews claimed self-defense, but the video footage that took place over the course of hours showed that the defendant was the primary aggressor over these hours, and also shows that the victim was walking away from the defendant at the time that the gunshot took place. For those reasons, the state is seeking the $1 million cash bond, no contact with the victim's family, electronic monitoring, and no possessing a firearm.
All right, thank you. And while you were out of the hearing, Ms. Sauer, the defendant had indicated a desire to speak, so I'm going to give her a Fifth Amendment warning right now and then a chance to speak. All right, so Ms. Brown, as you heard on the recording that plays at the start of the hearing, you have the right to remain silent about what you've been accused of, and you have the right to the assistance of a lawyer. I have appointed a lawyer for you, but that person's not standing next to you. A lawyer can tell your side of the story without it being possibly held against you. You are not in that position. This hearing's being audio and video recorded, and anything you choose to say about what you've been accused of could possibly be used against you, either now or at any later hearing, including your trial in a very serious case. The police have provided a very lengthy probable cause statement describing what I am going to guess are some of the things you would like to tell me, which is that there is some indication that you may have been the victim of domestic violence. So, and they went into some detail about that. Then they also went into lengthy detail about what the video footage shows that you may or may not have ever been able to read. All of that will be made available to your lawyer. So many times defendants want to say things in order to try to get more favorable release conditions. But if in the course of doing that, you were to say something that was incriminating, whether you realize it now or not, that would be a very bad miscalculation. That I understand the desire to get more favorable release conditions and to say whatever you think might apply, but the things that you're saying could literally be used to convict you in a murder case. So I'm warning you before I let you speak. Do you understand that you are not compelled nor even encouraged by the court to talk about what you've been accused of today? Only release conditions. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand that you have this right to remain silent? You don't have to say a word about what you're accused of. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then what did you want to tell me about release conditions?
As it pertains to my release conditions, I would like to let you know that I'm not a flight risk. I've been in Arizona for 6 to 7 years. I work here. I work from home. I homeschool my 4 children. And per my release, it's my understanding that they're with my friends and, DCS, obviously. And I should be able to, pending trial and throughout trial, be with my children as long as I'm allowed to be home. I have ties to the community. I don't intend, and then this event, Your Honor, did occur, unfortunately, close to 7 months ago, 6 to 7 months ago, earlier in the year, and I've done nothing but cooperate with law enforcement. I've provided them everything, including the video footage. It's my video footage, so I will be, just speaking about that during the trial, of course. But as it stands now, I am just begging, like $1 million is insane. I'm not going anywhere. I do have ties with respect to the prosecutor. I can follow whatever conditions, whether that be monitoring, simply not leaving my home, what have you. I don't leave often anyways. We get groceries delivered due to my autism. So I'm just pleading for, as you mentioned, more favorable release conditions. I do, need to be released. I can even make it to work today, if possible. But I just have to make it home.
All right, thank you. So I've considered what's been alleged against you, the recommendations of the state. I've considered your criminal history, which includes no felony convictions, a couple of misdemeanor convictions from Minnesota, which are not violent convictions, and the totality of the facts as alleged. And the court does find that what the police have provided is certainly probable cause for this offense. The video evidence is what they are alleging. But there is obviously a very involved factual scenario in your case. And so the court on this description, which I certainly commend the police for giving a pretty detailed description of what they know or what they've been able to gather. And on the totality of these facts, your children in the community, your length of time here, all of those things. The court's decision is to set bail in your case in the amount of $500,000 secured. Secured means you can use a bail bondsman. So please talk to your lawyer about that. That may seem very high to you. I guarantee the prosecutor believes that is very, very low. So please talk to your lawyer about this overall situation. If you do post the bail and you are released, comply with your release conditions. You may not leave the state of Arizona. I am not doing an ankle monitor. I'll save the state requesting that if they were planning to, because this court believes that an ankle monitor to account for flight risk on top of $500,000 is a pair of suspenders that this belt does not require. That if a person is willing to run on $500,000, an ankle monitor is not going to stop them or even encourage them to think twice. So I'm not wasting taxpayer resources on an ankle monitor. But you would have to post this bail. You can talk to your lawyer about a motion to modify those release conditions. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol. Everything is going to be on your paperwork. And your next court dates, I think I gave them, but it's September 5th at 8:30. That's this coming Friday, 1 week from today. And a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, then if you step to your left, ma'am, you can take your paperwork. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Oh, okay, we're going to go to the interpreter case now. Mr. Armenta, Jesus Armenta, will you come in, and then we'll do Mr. Garcia's case.
Jesus Armenta, por favor. Sylvia Fisher, court interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Castro Armenta Jesús Eduardo, de 1993.
Sorry, Your Honor, just writing down the entire name. Good morning. My name is Castro Armenta Jesus Eduardo, 1993.
All right, thank you, sir. You are before the court on 2 warrants in felony cases.
Gracias, señor. Usted se encuentra aquí ante el juzgado por 2 órdenes de detención en cuanto a unos delitos.
In the first case, you've been charged with possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a class 4 felony.
En el primer caso, se le acusa de tenencia un arma por una persona prohibida, delito de clase 4.
A warrant was issued for you in this case on November 7th of 2022 after you failed to appear at a status conference.
Emitió una orden para su detención en este caso el 7 de noviembre del 2022 cuando usted no compareció a una audiencia de actualización.
You have already had a lawyer appointed for you in this case.
Ya se le designó un abogado para representarlo en este caso.
Your status conference is going to be September 5th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su audiencia de actualización se llevará a cabo el 5 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And your preliminary hearing will be September 9th at 8:30.
Y la audiencia preliminar el 9 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
In this case, I am obligated to hold you without bail because you remain in the primary custody of the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
En este caso, usted tendrá que permanecer detenido sin derecho a fianza porque usted ya está detenido por parte de la Oficina Penitenciaria Federal.
And our jurisdiction is obligated to return you to their custody at the conclusion of your cases.
Y cuando termine usted con sus casos, este tribunal tiene la obligación de devolverlo a ese local.
You're here in a second case because you've been indicted by a grand jury on new charges.
También se encuentra aquí por un segundo caso. El jurado indagatorio emitió un documento inculpatorio en su caso, en este caso.
Those charges are illegally conducting a business enterprise, a Class 3 felony.
Esos delitos son los siguientes: asociación ilícita, delito de clase 3.
One count of selling or transporting for sale a narcotic drug, that's a Class 2 felony.
Punto acusatorio de venta o traslado para venta, drogas narcóticas, delito de clase 2.
And two counts of selling or transporting for sale dangerous drugs, also Class 2 felonies.
Y 2 puntos acusatorios también de venta o transporte para venta, drogas nocivas, delito de clase 4. Delito de clase 2, perdón, delito de clase 2.
They've also charged you with conspiracy to do those things, which is itself a Class 2 felony.
Y también se le acusa de conspiración para hacer esas cosas, también delito de clase 2.
The alleged offense dates in this case range from October 3rd of 2022 to June 5th of 2023.
Los ilícitos supuestamente se llevaron a cabo entre el 3 de octubre del 2022 y el 5 de junio del 2023.
You will receive a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you.
Se recibirá una copia de las acusaciones y también de los informes policiales del abogado, y lo voy a designar a un abogado para representarlo en este caso.
Your next court date is an arraignment hearing in 1 week, which is September 5th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted tendrá su siguiente cita judicial, es una vista incoatoria no culpable que se llevará a cabo de aquí a una semana, el 5 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
In this case, you are also being held without bond, but for a different reason.
En este caso, tampoco puedo fijar una fianza, pero es por otra razón.
The docket in this case remains sealed, and so I am unable to tell whether the proper paperwork was filed to secure your custody from the federal government.
En este caso, el expediente está sellado y por lo tanto no puedo determinar si hay los documentos apropiados para su custodia del Departamento Federal.
So you're not being held without bail for that reason.
Entonces no es que no puedo fijar una fianza por esa razón.
In this case, you're not eligible for bail because you're accused of having committed some of these offenses while the other case was already pending against you.
En este caso, usted no reúne los requisitos para una fianza porque supuestamente usted cometió algunas de sus acusaciones cuando ya tenía un caso pendiente en su contra.
And when that is the reason someone is held without bail, that person becomes eligible for a bail hearing.
Y cuando una persona está detenido por esas razones, entonces esa persona tiene derecho a tener lo que se llama una audiencia de fianza.
So in the new case only, I am scheduling a bail hearing for you.
Entonces, únicamente con respecto al nuevo caso, voy a programar una audiencia de fianza.
even though the outcome of that hearing will not make any difference to your situation in the older case.
Sin embargo, el resultado de esa audiencia no va a marcar ninguna diferencia en cuanto a su situación debido al hecho de que ya tiene otro caso.
But the law requires that I schedule this for you. You can speak to your lawyer about whether you want to bother to go forward on it.
La ley requiere que programe ese tipo de audiencia, una audiencia de fianza, pero usted puede hablar con su abogado para decidir si realmente quiere proceder con eso o no.
And that bail hearing will be the afternoon of September 5th at 1:30 p.m.
Y esa audiencia con respecto a la fianza se llevará a cabo el 5 de septiembre por la tarde a la 1:30 de la tarde.
So you will see your lawyer in the morning for both cases, and you can discuss the bail hearing when you see your lawyer.
Entonces verá usted a su abogado esa misma mañana con respecto a los dos casos. Y usted puede hablar con él con respecto a si realmente desea proceder con la audiencia de fianza.
And everything I just told you is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you can take that with you.
Todo lo que le acabo de escribir está en la documentación. Puede recibir su documentación y pasar a su lado izquierdo.
Gracias, que tenga buen día.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You as well.
Igualmente.
All right, ma'am. Can you make a general call for me? We think that's the only person, but let's find out.
¿Hay alguien más que requiere de los servicios de la intérprete? En caso que sí, por favor, levante la mano.
Okay, we have no hands. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, Mr. Garcia. And after that will be Brian Creech, if you'll go to the chair, please. I need Mr. Garcia to come to the podium, please. All right. Sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Fernando Isaac Garcia, 4/21/79.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for one allegation of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a Class 3 felony. 2 allegations of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. Those are Class 4 felonies. And unlawfully discharging a firearm in the city limits. That's a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing. Let's see. September 9th at 8:30 in the morning. That's going to be on your paperwork. Based on what has been alleged against you, the strength of the apparent evidence, your criminal history, and the fact that you are on parole, the court sets bail in your case at $150,000, and that is cash only. If you post it, you need to comply with all of your written conditions. Those include no contact with the alleged victim, and that's true whether you are in or out of jail. Do not call her. Do not accept calls from her. No, you cannot respond to contact from her. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with any of the witnesses. Same thing, not from jail, not outside of jail. If you do post bond, you must call your parole officer within 24 hours of release. It is my understanding, that you have a DOC hold here at the jail, which means if you do post that bail, DOC is going to get 24 hours to come and pick you up and take you into their custody. So you may wish to talk to your lawyer before you think about posting bail. Everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that. Thank you. All right, Mr. Creech. And then Christopher Lindgren, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Brian Glenn Creech, 6/29/66.
All right, thanks. You're here on one new case and a probation warrant. I'm going to start with your new case. You were arrested on allegations of trafficking in stolen property in the first degree, a Class 2 felony, organized retail theft of merchandise, and dangerous drug possession. Those are Class 4 felonies, and drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your probation case. You are on probation for a Class 4 felony. Back on February 13th of 2023, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. The petition alleges that you violated terms 6 and 7. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer. You should end up with the same lawyer for both cases. And you have slightly different court dates in these cases, which eventually they will come together in the system, but I'm not able to set them on the same date for today. So in the probation case, that's the first one you'll go to. It'll be this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Pursuant to Arizona law, you are held without bond in that case. You are not getting bond in your probation case. In the new case, your first court date will be Friday, September 5th at 8:30. That's a status conference with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. And you do have a bond in that new case. It is $2,500 secured with written release conditions. But that does not change the no bond order in your probation case. So you should talk to your lawyer about the totality of that when you see them next week. If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Lindgren, and then Angelina Avila. We'll go to the chair, please. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Christopher Michael Lindgren, 12274.
All right, thank you. You're here on a probation violation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 2 felony. Back on March 3rd of this year, there was a petition to revoke your probation. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You will get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. And based on this court's review of the available records in this case, I am affirming the probation judge's order that you are to be held without bond. The probation judge actually ordered that when they issued the warrant. This court affirms that order. So you do not have bond today. You'll be back in court next Thursday. You can speak to your lawyer then. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy of your paperwork. Then Ms. Avila or Paz Avila, Angelina, and then John Bermudez. Will you please go to the chair? Pardon me. Right here at the podium, please, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Angelina Avila. Angelina Paz Avila.
What's your date of birth?
6959.
Excuse me. All right, ma'am, you're in a new case. You were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, and during the commission of a drug trafficking crime. Those are Class 4 felonies. Finally, drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is this Friday, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. Your bond is $15,000 secured with written release conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of those. They, of course, include no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. If you'll step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Bermudez. And Anthony Collins. We go to the chair. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Yeah, Your Honor. My name is John Bermudez. My birthday is 05/29/1996.
Thank you. You are accused of aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument. That is a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it. There's also probable cause for the disorderly conduct and criminal damage allegations. Those are Class 1 misdemeanors. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. Based on what's been alleged against you, bond is set in your case at $15,000. It is secured, which means you can use a bail bondsman. If you post it, you're going to be on an ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services. The purpose of the ankle monitor is to keep you away from the alleged victim and the witnesses. Absolutely no contact with any of them, whether you are in or out of jail. You may not live in that apartment complex while the case is pending. You can do a civil standby with law enforcement to collect belongings, and then you have to find a different place to stay, provide proof to pretrial within 24 hours.
Okay.
No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Obey any order of protection that may be served on you, and you may not respond to any contact from the alleged victim. As I noted in my order, this order does not apply to any children that you have, but you are not permitted to violate this order so that you can see your children. If you cannot figure out a way to see your children without contacting the alleged victim, then you will not see your children. So talk to your lawyer about that. Everything is on your paperwork. If you step to your left. Mr. Collins, Anthony Collins. And then Nassar Khan, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Anthony Deshaun Collins, 5889.
All right, thanks. You're here because you've been indicted by a grand jury in a new case. The charges are fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony. Theft as a Class 2 felony. Theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. 2 counts of identity theft, a Class 4 felony. And a total of 10 counts of forgery as Class 4 felonies. The alleged offense dates for this case range from November 20th of 2024 to January 31st of 2025. And it looks like this comes out of the Scottsdale Police Department. So you'll get a copy of the indictment and police reports through your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. It will end up being the same person who has all of your other open cases. So your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing this Friday, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And I'm going to affirm the bond set by the grand jury judge, which was $10,000 secured with written conditions. No contact with any of these alleged victims or witnesses or any co-defendants you may have. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left. Thank you. All right, Mr. Khan. And then Deontay Robinson, we go to the chair, please. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Nasser Daud Khan, 9/13/88.
Thank you. Here on a new case, you got arrested for aggravated identity theft, a Class 3 felony, and theft by control of a stolen credit card, a Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $10,000. It is secured. If you post it, you must comply with your release conditions. Don't go to the scene of the alleged crimes. Whether you are in or out of custody, you may have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and, of course, you may not leave the state of Arizona without the court's permission. If you step to your left, we're going to give you a copy of that paperwork.
Can I say something regarding the bond? I don't have any, failure to appears ever. I always come to my court dates. So can the court find me?
I don't have much of a way to verify that, sir, because most of your criminal history, and there is a lot from 3 different states, we get spotty information from other states. So, and I'm not inclined to take your word for it because we can confirm that at least 3 of those are identity theft convictions. So this court is very concerned that you have a motive to flee, because if they can prove 3 felony convictions against you, then in this case, if you lose at trial, it's mandatory prison. Also, you have a long history of this type of offense and the ability potentially to access sources of false identification and illegitimate funds to flee the jurisdiction. You have a multi-page criminal history from many states. This court is not going to take your word that you will show up and that you won't victimize other people while the case is pending. That is the reason for the bond. You can talk to your lawyer about that at your next court date. I did appoint a lawyer for you. But in this case, this court, in the absence of some evidence that you do have, according to the police, some family here in the state, this would likely have been a cash bail. You have a significant history of financial crime. And that tends to be very repetitive behavior. And so this court believes that your criminal history in no way justifies the court taking any chances on you. If you'll step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Robinson? And then Christopher Bauer. Will you go to the chair, please? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Deontay Robinson, 10/2/1999.
All right, thank you. You're here in a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault by temporary disfigurement or the breaking of a bone. And under the law, the breaking of a tooth does qualify. That is a Class 4 felony. Also, abuse of a child that as a Class 4 felony. And there is probable cause for both of those things. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be September 5th at 8:30 in the morning. That is in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. In this case, the state recommended a $25,000 secured appearance bond. I understand why they did that. The court shares the state's concerns about victim safety and the risk of victim or witness intimidation or retaliation. But in this case, this court believes that some of the factors that drive domestic violence cases, when it is a romantic relationship, are not present in your case because this is a sibling. And so in this case, but though the court remains very concerned about that, and the strength of the evidence in the case appears to be high. So the court is going to set bail in your case at $10,000 secured. You will wear an ankle monitor if you post it. The purpose of that is to keep you away from the alleged victim. You may not live where she lives. Even if you were the only responsible adult in the state, that isn't your problem, that's her mother's problem. And so you may not live where she lives. You may not have any contact with her. You may not respond to any contact from her. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. You can do a civil standby at the residence to collect belongings, and then you have to stay somewhere else while the case is pending. Everything's going to be on your paperwork.
So what is secure bonding?
It means you can go through a bail bondsman to possibly just put up collateral, pay a fee, and get out for substantially less than that amount. But they want collateral and they require a fee. You can call them from back in the tank.
So would I be able to get like some type of help with that? Because I just got full custody of both of my children. And I'm a single dad. I'm a full-time father. So
you need to talk to your lawyer on that. This court believes on these facts. I'm not going to order you not to have contact with your own children, but on these facts, the court I don't know what DCF may or may not be doing with respect to your own children, given that this case was filed. But the court is unable to help you with that. Like I said, the state recommended a significantly higher bond. This court is not setting that, but this court believes that bond is important. I also note you have a pending warrant from the city of Phoenix in an assault case. And so the court is not going to go any lower than $10,000 secured today. Particularly, the state points out that you were not convicted of, but you were accused in 2021 of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. Looks like it was pled down to reckless driving. And in 2024, you were accused, this is probably the Phoenix case, assault, criminal damage, resisting arrest, animal cruelty, and unlawful flight. So the court is not going to do any better than $10,000 today. Talk to your lawyer about modifying that. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Bauer, and then Sean Balling, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Yes, Your Honor. Christopher William Bauer, July 30th, 1998.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You are accused of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It is a Class 4 felony. One second. Okay. I am appointing a lawyer for you. There is probable cause for this offense. Your status conference is going to be September 5th, which is 1 week from today at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. And the state requested a $50,000 bond in your case. But the way that I read the facts, then they are not accusing you of being the one who stole the weapon. They are simply accusing you of having it. So I do not believe that is the appropriate bail in this case. However, the court does believe bail is warranted. And so $5,000 secured is your bail. Talk to your lawyer about that. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to reprint this, officers. I'm going to order no co-defendant contact. I don't know that you have a co-defendant yet. I don't know what the status of the case against Michael may be at this time, but you're not to have any contact with him. Don't respond to any contact from him. Everything else is going to be on your paperwork. But again, your bond is $5,000. It is secured. If you post it, comply with your conditions, and do not miss your court date.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I was just wondering, because I don't have the money really right now, I was wondering if I could get released on pretrial, because I'm the sole provider for my 2 kids that live with me full-time, and their mom's been MIA in California. And I was just wondering...
No, sir. On this, you just got off probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. There is pretty strong evidence alleged about the weapon possession for you. This court believes $5,000 is appropriate. I already reduced your bond from what the state asked for by 90%. You're not going to do any better today.
Okay, thank you,
Good
Your
luck,
Honor.
sir. Mr. Balling? And then Juan Mendez, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, Sean Edward Balling, June 28th, 1970.
All right, thank you. You're on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault on a healthcare professional. That's a Class 5 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your status conference will be 1 week from today, which is September 5th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. That address is on your paperwork. Bond is set in your case at $2,500 secured with written release conditions. If you bond out, you must comply with all of those. Do not go to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Mendez? And then David Lawson, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Yes, it's Juan Anthony Mendez, 11/14/1995.
All right, thanks. You're here on a probation violation warrant and a new case. In the new case, you were booked in for dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. That's all going to be on your paperwork. You're also here on a probation warrant. You are on probation for a Class 4 felony and a Class 1 misdemeanor. There was a petition to revoke your probation filed on June 27th, alleging that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that petition from your lawyer at your next court date. You should end up with the same lawyer for both cases. Your next court dates will be slightly different initially, but they should come together in the system soon. The first one's going to be in your probation case. It is this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. In that case, I am affirming the bond set by the probation judge, which was $2,500 secured with conditions. The new case for this court, that charge didn't move the needle a lot on release conditions. Sometimes we do increase bond on a probation or just hold people without bond, depending on what they're accused of. But the drug possession, I still think the $2,500 bond ordered by the probation judge is enough, so I'm leaving that in place. If it was an armed robbery you're accused of or something, it would be a different story. But on a drug possession, I'm not changing the probation bond. And in the drug case, because in the absence of the probation case, I would have released you in the drug case. So I'm just going to set a $50 bond. It's called a placeholder bond. It's meant to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. This is $2,550 total for the two cases. If you do bond out, comply with all of your conditions. That does include calling your PO within 72 hours of release because you're still on probation, even when they're trying to revoke you. The main number is on your paperwork. Everything is, as I told you, is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Lawson. And then Armando Robles, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
David Robert Lawson, 8674.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lawson, you're here on two probation warrants. You're on probation in two separate felony cases. And back on January 10th of last year, 2024, there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in both cases. They allege that you violated terms 3 and 5. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. Your next court date is the same for both. It's this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. In number 37 on the calendar, which is the case that you are on probation for possession of a forgery device, in that case, your bond is $2,000 secured. The other case is a drug case. Your bond is $1,000 secured for $3,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. Do not miss your court dates. Call your PO within 72 hours of release. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Robles? Then Davina Chavarin, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Armando Severo Robles, and my date of birth is 9/11/74.
Okay, thanks. You're here on one new case and a probation hold. In the new case, you were arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You're also on probation for drug sales, which is a Class 2 felony. Looks like narcotic drug sales or possession for sale, Class 2 felony. The probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation based on the allegation of the new offense. So you'll have a lawyer in both cases, should be the same person. Your next court date is in the probation case. It's this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 for a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. In the new case, you're going to have a status conference on Friday, September 5th at 8:30, and your preliminary hearing will be September 9th. Pardon me, also at 8:30. In the probation case, your bond is $1,000. It is secured. In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody because you otherwise would have qualified for pretrial services, except you're on probation for a Class 2 felony. So your total bond is $1,050 secured. If you post it, comply with all of your conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. You step to your left, I've got your paperwork.
I had a question. The bond, the secured bond, I have to pay the whole bond?
You can use a bail bondsman, but you have to call them from the tank. They're going to want a fee and some type of collateral. So you call them and they'll walk you through what they want. You can call more than one if you don't like what the first one tells you.
I was just told that, you know, I just needed some help. I have a drug problem, and I just recently...
That seems clear, sir. That does seem clear that you have a drug problem.
I just recently had my sister pass away from
sorry,
fentanyl. And I was on the fentanyl before, and then now I don't do fentanyl no more, but I did relapse and
Well, talk to your lawyer about all of that, and at this point in the probation case, your goal should probably be to try to stay out of prison, and your lawyer will help you try to get the best outcome that you can, but you're going to have to post bond, sir, so if you step to your left, you'll be all done. Ms. Chavarin?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. And then Carolyn Summers, we go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Gabina Chavari, 3190.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a warrant for failing to appear at a status conference in a pending case back on March 20th of this year. You've been charged in this case with 2 counts of possessing narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies, and 1 count of possessing drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. You've already had a lawyer appointed. Your status conference is going to be this Friday, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30 in the same court. I am affirming the bond set by the trial court, and that is $500 secured with written conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of those. Do not miss your court date. If you step to your left, the officers have your paperwork. Thank you. All right, Ms. Summers, and then Carlos Duran, will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Carolyn Summers, March 17, 1980.
All right, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 6 felony. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Carolyn Summers, March 17, 1980.
All right, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 6 felony. Back on May 5th of this year, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date in probation court will be this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. It's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. I am affirming the $500 bond that the probation judge set when they issued the warrant. You'll have to post that to be released. If you do, comply with all of your written conditions and call your POs in 72 hours. Thank you. Mr. Duran? And after Mr. Duran will be Rachel Schweikert, please. All right. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Carlos Duran, July 27, 1993.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Duran, you're here on a new case and a misdemeanor warrant. In the new case, you were arrested for shoplifting using a device or item to facilitate that. That is a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 5th, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 9th in the same court. The address will be on your paperwork. You're also here on a warrant from the Town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court, and that is for failing to appear on or about Well, the warrant was issued July 23rd, and it's a failure to appear. It looks like that occurred July 22nd in a criminal trespassing case, Class 1 misdemeanor. In this case, I am setting a hearing for you of this Tuesday, September 2nd at 8 in the morning in the town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court. Bond in the Paradise Valley case is set as $250 secured. In the new case, the shoplifting, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That is $300 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and don't miss your court date. Step 2 left, you get your paperwork. Okay. Good luck, sir. Thank you. All right, I'm looking for Rachel Schweikert, please, and then Fabian Pancho. Will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, Rachel Carolyn Schweikert, April 22nd, 82.
Okay, thank you. And I think I made a typo in your case. I did. Okay. All right, ma'am. You are here on a probation violation warrant that issued July 23rd of 2024, so 13 months ago. This petition alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is going to be September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Just a second. There we go. September 4th at 8:30. That's this Thursday. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing, and the court address will be on your paperwork. Officers, I need to reprint her paperwork because your bond, I'm just affirming what they set, is $250 secured. I just typed $259 earlier accidentally, so that's $9 that is not your bond. So we're going to get that corrected and sent out to you.
I had to say something. Wasn't I supposed to set up a payment plan as far as the warrant? Everything else was taken care of with my court.
I don't know about any payment plan, ma'am. Very likely, you know, you probably failed to do that as well. This basically says you absconded instantly. You never did anything. That's what's alleged.
Oh.
They have to prove that in probation court, but this says you literally vanished. So you can fight that out in probation court. It having been 13 months since that happened, you're definitely getting this bond. If it were a more serious type of case, this court will often raise bond when a warrant gets that old. But this is just drug possession or drug paraphernalia possession.
Right, and
it's a first failure to appear. So I'm just going to do what the probation judge wanted. It's $250 secured, but you must post that bond to be released. If you don't, you'll be back in court in a week and you can meet with your lawyer. All right, but we do need to get it reprinted so it's correct. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Pancho, Fabian Pancho. And then Martina Ramos, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Fabian Michael Pancho, 08/28/93.
All right, sir, you are here on an arrest warrant because there's been a new case filed against you that it dates back several months, but it's just been newly filed.
Yes.
So the charges are possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is back on May 21st of this year, and it looks like this comes from the Chandler Police Department.
Yes.
But you'll get police reports and a copy of the charges from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference this Friday, September 5th at 8:30, with a preliminary hearing September 9th at 8:30. And you're already here in custody. You got your probation stuff going on. So in this case, I'm just going to set what's called a placeholder bond. It's $50 secured. It's meant to make you eligible for credit for time in custody and to make sure that the sheriffs will take you over for your hearings in this case. So don't post the 50 unless you're sure you're going to get out in everything. Talk to your lawyer, but if you've got bonds in other cases, you got to make sure that you're eligible for release in everything. But if you can get out, it's $50 in this case. Just comply with your conditions and come to court.
I did have a question.
What's that?
So I'm supposed to get reinstated on the 3rd. That's when I have my court for probation.
Okay, so hold on. So you're saying you're expecting on the 3rd, or hoping, hang on a second, let me see what your, that's the 2016 case. Let me see what your court date is. Yeah, I see you've got your revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing going on the 3rd, which is Wednesday. And let me look at the release order, August 20th. 1,500. I don't know why you're expecting to get released, because this is the beginning of your case. So I don't know why you would have that expectation, but you have a $1,500 bond in that case. You've yet to see the probation. No, you saw the probation judge 2 days ago.
Yes.
So I don't know what they told you that led you to be sure you're getting released. That sounds odd to me.
No, to my understanding, it was explained that I just have to take care of the Chandler case, which is, I'm taking care of today. And then,
so did they offer you a deal, but you're supposed to take the deal on Wednesday?
they said I was just to be reinstated under probation.
Okay, then that means you took a deal, but it doesn't look like it's been entered.
No.
So it sounds like they want, so what I'm willing to do, because in the absence of the probation case, I would release you in this case. So I'm willing to release you. You're not going to get any credit for time in custody.
That's fine.
But it will change your court date to after that. So, okay, what I'm going to do is do OR, and I'm going to put per defendant, he expects to enter an admission agreement at his next probation hearing that was okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to release you.
Okay.
So you're not getting credit for time in custody in this case from May, but it's only a few days. You're gonna lose out on like 4 days of credit.
That's fine.
But it will change your court dates. September 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That's 2 Fridays from now.
Okay.
And a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30. I just put a note in there in case that all goes wrong and somebody's like, why didn't you put a placeholder bond on him? The reason, because it helps you if you're stuck in custody.
Okay.
So and the reason is because you told me I don't expect to be stuck in custody. And you understand you're not getting credit. And if anything goes wrong and they hold you on the 3rd,
yes,
and you miss this court date, you're going to catch a warrant. They're going to wake you up and bring you over here, etc. So at least there'll be a note in there why I didn't set a placeholder, and just to say, not my fault.
Yes.
But anyway, it's on your paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Follow that. It looks like you're on IPS. Are you on IPS intensive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So be sure anytime you hit the street after being arrested, you got 24 hours to call your PO. Same as in my case.
Okay.
So we're just going to reprint that, and we'll send that out to you if you go have a seat. Okay.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Yeah. You too. All right, Ms. Ramos. And then John Harper, will you come to the chair? Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Archinella Ramos, January 31st, 1985.
Okay, thanks. You're hearing a warrant from the Country Meadows Justice Court, where it looks like you've been accused of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The alleged offense date is March 24th of this year. The failure to appear date is listed as April 22nd of this year. So I am not appointing a lawyer for you because we don't in this type of misdemeanor case. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your arraignment hearing is going to be September 18th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. But based on the timing, this court presumes it is also I looked at the case card. It's a first failure to appear from a citation or a summons. So I am going to give you a do-over because this is a misdemeanor, and most people don't even do a day in jail on this type of case provided they show up. You have just found out what happens. If you don't show up, you are going to get arrested the next time you run into a cop. So comply with your conditions. Go to court September 18th. Do not go back to whatever store this was. No contact with anyone there. Just follow those conditions and show up. We will be able to see if you don't. Because I could look at the case card and see, I'll see my name, ordered released, I'll see your name, didn't appear. I give this lecture every time I give somebody a misdemeanor do-over. I don't really give felony do-overs, but I do give misdemeanor do-overs.
Okay.
We'll be able to see, and we're just going to stick you with a bond. So please just go. Okay? All right. If you step to your left, you get your papers.
Thank you.
Sure. Mr. Harper? And then Joshua Dubinsky, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
John Harper, 9/18/81.
All right, thank you. You are here on an arrest warrant for an older case. You've been charged in a criminal complaint with 1 count of possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. This allegedly occurred back on March 14th of 2025, and this comes from the Tempe Police Department. But you will get a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be in 2 weeks. It's a status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. And you qualify for release to pretrial services. You have not missed any court dates in this case. The court just didn't have a working address for you. That's the only reason it turned into a warrant. So go to court, comply with your release conditions, and as I told somebody else, especially in a case like yours, I don't even think you have any felony priors. You don't. It's entirely likely you'll never spend another night in jail, even if you're convicted. As long as you go to court, you comply with your court orders, okay? If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. All right, Mr. Dubinsky, and then Don Aboite. Will you go to the chair, please? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
First name, Joshua, last name Dubinsky, 7/30/06.
And are you the second?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
We like to just get that clear because the first and or third would probably appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm
All righty, you're going to warrant from Goodyear for failing to appear on a criminal speeding ticket. It's a Class 3 misdemeanor. Not appointing a lawyer for you because we don't in this type of case unless we give you a bond. I'm not giving you a bond. Your arraignment hearing in Goodyear City Court is September 17th at 1 in the afternoon, which is a Wednesday. So about 2.5 weeks from now, September 17th, 1 in the afternoon. The Goodyear address is on your paperwork. You don't appear to have much, if any, criminal history, at least if you didn't leave any. You just found out what happens if you blow off a citation.
Yes, ma'am.
So, go to court.
I have one thing to say. My bad. I have one thing to say. I never knew. So I live with my grandmother, right?
Okay.
So, we had gone into a big fight a couple months ago, and I was not forced, but I decided to stay in California with
okay.
for a little
So
bit.
maybe you
and,
missed
and I didn't have my cellular device for a long time, and that's usually what they'll do to text me my court dates. So I didn't miss the court date, but I have been to court though. I've been before.
You know, as this is the lowest class of crime on the books.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm going to give you a do-over and tell you the same thing I told those guys.
Okay.
It's entirely possible, if not likely. You'll never spend another night in jail in this case as long as you show up and follow your court orders, even if you're convicted. So I just hope that this fun experience is enough to convince people. It's always better to show up.
I've been here all night.
I know it is, and it seems like torture, and I don't know anybody who wouldn't just prefer to go to court. So I'm going to give you a do-over. Please go. If you don't, you're going to get at least a small bond next time, and even if you can post it, that can lay a couple of hours onto getting released. It's still extremely slow to get released from this jail. Try to be patient. It's a central release facility for the entire jail system.
So I will be released today, though.
Yes, but don't get excited. It can take 4 to 6 hours easily. So try to be patient, but you should hopefully be home by dinner time.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Good luck. Ms. Aboite? Right here, ma'am. Hi, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Dawn Star Boise,
Okay, what's your date of birth, ma'am?
11/23/87.
All right, thank you. You are here on an older case that has now been newly charged. So a criminal complaint was filed against you, charging you with dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is back on June 4th of this year, and this comes out of the Phoenix Police Department. But you'll get police reports from your lawyer and a copy of the charges. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates are in 2 weeks. The first is a status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30. All of that is going to be on your paperwork. You also qualify for release on your own recognizance. You have not missed any court dates in this case. We just did not have a working address for you. Don't miss any court dates. Show up. Take your paperwork. Good luck, man. So I'm going to just work, I missed a couple of house calls. I'm going to fill those in while we get ready to do the last one. So if you guys can run traffic, that would be great. Thank you.
Grab this phone list.
Sorry?
Your phone list on the wall.
This one? Sure, sure. Okay, thanks. Hey, Tim. Okay, 15 and 16 are done, and then I just have this, 9. Are we clear, officer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tarver, you can go ahead and come in. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Tarver, June 18th, 1991.
All right, thank you. And then we have the appearance of the state, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dawn Sauer on behalf of the state.
All right. Mr. Tarver, you are here on a new case. You were arrested for 5 allegations of sexual conduct with a minor. The court does find probable cause on those as Class 2 felonies because when the person is 15, 16, or 17 years old, normally that's a Class 6 felony, except when it is alleged that the perpetrator was in a position of trust, which does include step-parents. So for purposes of this hearing, the court does find probable cause on those as Class 2 felonies. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference, September 5th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a status conference. Your preliminary hearing is September 9th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court, and the address is on your paperwork. Before the court sets conditions of bail or release, what does the state want to recommend?
Your Honor, in addition to the written recommendation, the state just wanted to point out that because of the multiple counts against a victim who was his stepdaughter and the defendant's position of trust that was violated, the state is seeking a high $250,000 cash-only bond. The state believes the victim is still at risk due to the relationship.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tarver, I've considered what's been alleged against you. I've considered the state's recommendation. I've considered your criminal history, which is 2 convictions for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, 1 conviction for armed robbery, and 1 for kidnapping. Balancing all of those factors along with what has been specifically alleged against you, as well as the potential penalties you face, in addition to facing potential sentencing with prior felony convictions, which can increase a sentence, the Class 2 sexual conduct with a minor does create a flat time mandatory prison situation if convicted. This can give somebody a strong motive to flee the jurisdiction. And the court is balancing that with the offense conduct alleged. And the court, of course, has considered over years many types, levels, and risk factors indicated by offense conduct. And so in this case, the court believes that a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100,000 is the appropriate bail. That is with electronic monitoring, which is mandatory by law because you are accused of sexual crimes against a child. And the court does have significant concerns about the risk of victim or witness intimidation or retaliation. You are ordered to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of jail. You may not go to nor reside at the scene of the alleged crimes, but you can do a civil standby with law enforcement to collect belongings. You must find an alternative residence and provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours of any physical release from jail. Based on these allegations, the court does order no contact with anyone under the age of 18, with no exceptions. I believe you have children of your own. Is that correct?
I have a daughter.
All right. You are prohibited from having contact with her. And on these facts, this court believes there is reason, as further enumerated in my written order, there is reason to be concerned for the safety of your daughter on these allegations. So no contact with anyone under the age of 18, including your own child or children. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything is going to be on your paperwork. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, then we are in recess on your case. You can take your paperwork. Thank you. And did you want to be excused, counsel, or did you want to be heard on any of the house calls?
I did want to be heard on number 32, Your Honor.
Okay, 32, okay. All right, so this is Mr. Coons. And so I'll just make a quick record with the officer. Officer, for Dylan Armstrong, Charlie Strand, and Charles Coons, are they not physically present in court because they've been isolated by the sheriff's office as a potential risk of danger to themselves or others?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I do have an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office as to Mr. Coons. And let me see, 1 second. And it looks like he's on a non-acute suicide watch. So are you wanting to seal the Form 4, or did you want to make a recommendation?
I wanted to make a recommendation, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. Well, I just want to make you rot through my reading of the of all the house calls. So is this with respect to number 33, the drug sales case?
Number 32, I believe.
Well, 32 is the Justice Court theft, FTA. 33 is the actual new drug case. So they just kind of got booked in out of order for what we normally see.
Did I put the recommendation on the wrong number?
Oh, you may have indeed, yeah. But it looks like we did it right. Let's see. Yeah, right.
Okay, it was meant to be on 33. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. I saw it, but go ahead.
The state is seeking a $250,000 cash-only bond. If posted, electronic monitoring, no contact with the victims, no firearms, no contact with gang members as well. The state believes this defendant is a substantial risk due to the facts of this case as well as his criminal history. Here he was in possession of 3 firearms. He is a prohibited possessor. He fled from a traffic stop. While fleeing from the police, he was pulling a firearm from his waistband. As he ran from the officers, they tackled him, they fought him on the ground. While fighting the officers, he tried to pull out another firearm out of his pocket. It's unknown exactly what his intention was, but the state believes that the lives of the officers were at risk and that he is still a risk to any law enforcement officers he may come across in the future. In addition to that, there was a large amount of drugs that was in the defendant's possession, and including back to the weapons, including there was a loaded AK-47 in his vehicle. The totality of all of this, the state believes he's a extreme flight risk and a danger to the community, danger to law enforcement, and is seeking the high cash bond.
All right, and the gang stuff, is that in the Form 4, or did you want to offer some information about that? Let me see. I'll search for the word gang. I didn't remember that. No, I don't see gang in the Form 4. What information do you have on that?
If you could give me just a moment, Your Honor.
No problem.
The state did have documentation that there was a previous gang affiliation, albeit somewhat old, from 2004.
Okay, I guess on those facts, I'm willing to do that. I don't think that's a terribly restrictive order. Okay, so and I will, just for anybody reconstructing this recording later, I'll read all the charges afterward and go through all this. But based on his criminal history, what's been alleged against him in the state's recommendation, it is the court's intent. I do plan to hold him without bail in his probation case. And in this case, the court intends to set a $100,000 cash-only bond. All right, anything else then, or you're welcome to disconnect.
Nothing else from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so turning toward just my house call records, I'm going to start with Dylan Armstrong. Oh, wait, let me finish this Charlie Strand one before I'm done. Okay, there goes number 40. No, it's a 9 and, I don't know what number it is. I can't, oh, you know what, wait a minute. Oh yeah, no, it's fine, I'm not gonna change it. Okay, there's one. All right, so, for anybody listening to this, I did make a house call record about everybody earlier, and that included Mr. Dylan Armstrong, who is before the court on two out-of-county warrants. The first one, number 15, is from Nogales Justice Court, number 1, where he's been charged with theft of means of transportation, aggravated assault involving serious physical injury, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. Those are all Class 3 felonies. And let's see what this public access says. I didn't look at. Okay. Looks like he has not yet had an initial appearance in this case. All right, so I'm going to let them know they should appoint a lawyer for him when he gets there. His arraignment hearing will be September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the Nogales Justice Court, number 1. And looks like that court set bail in the amount of $750 secured. And on these charges, that seems entirely appropriate, if not low. So I am going to order $750 secured appearance bond. Let him know this warrant was issued July 29th of 2025. And I'm ordering they do not go to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs, no valid prescription. Then he's also here on a misdemeanor criminal damage warrant from the Nogales Justice Court, number 1, or it may be an undesignated case, but in any event, this warrant issued May 7, 2025. It's a failure to appear on that charge. I am letting them know they should appoint a lawyer for him. Same court date, arraignment hearing September 4 at 8:30 in the Nogales Justice Court, and I'm planning to affirm their bail, $500 secured with written conditions. I'll go over with him. Charlie Strand, born 5/13/85, here on a new case and a probation bench warrant. In the new case, she was booked in for shoplifting as a Class 4 felony, organized retail theft as a Class 4 felony. Those are there's probable cause for those. I am appointing a lawyer for her. She's also here for failing to appear in a probation case, and she caught a bench warrant for that. So her next court date in the probation court will be September 4 at 8:30 in the morning for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Based on the new Term 1 allegations, bond is set in the probation case at $1,000 secured with written release conditions. I'll go over with her. In the shoplifting case, it's my intent to set a $50 secured appearance bond as a placeholder with written conditions. I'll go over with her. Charles Coons is here on 4 matters. In the first one, just for anybody listening to this, I did hear the state's oral recommendation supplementing the written one. I heard that about 3 to 5 minutes ago on this recording, and then I let the prosecutor get out of here. And so I did already take that into account, and I stated what I was planning to go over. But I haven't made this record. So Mr. Coons is here on number 33 on new charges, which are the court finds probable cause for 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale. Pardon me. 1 count of dangerous drug possession for sale. Those are Class 2 felonies. I didn't find probable cause on the other 2 charges, the Class 2s, for purposes of this hearing only, and that was based on lack of info for drug ID. I did find probable cause for 1 count of narcotic drug possession, 1 of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felonies. I did not find probable cause on the second allegation of simple possession of narcotic drugs. I also found probable cause on 2 counts of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a drug trafficking crime. Those are all Class 4 felonies. I found probable cause for 2 counts of aggravated assault on first responders. Those are Class 4 felonies. I did find probable cause for drug paraphernalia possession and resisting arrest, both Class 6 felonies. I am appointing a lawyer for Mr. Coons. His next court dates in this case will be a status conference September 5 at 8:30 in the morning and a preliminary hearing September 9 at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. And as I stated earlier when the prosecutor was giving me the state's recommendation, I am intending to set bail in the amount of $100,000 cash only with written conditions I'll go over with Mr. Coons. His probation case is number 38 on the calendar. In that case, he was not in warrant status. He's on probation for a Class 4 felony. The probation department is going to file a petition to revoke his probation. And he's going to have a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. Based on the new charges and his criminal history, this court finds he will, in all reasonable probability, be revoked to prison in this case, so it is ordered holding him without bail. He's here on 2 Justice Court warrants, both from West Mesa Justice Court, both in misdemeanor theft cases. So I am appointing a lawyer for him in both cases for purposes of bond issue only, setting arraignment for him September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, and giving him a $500 secured appearance bond that is affirming the bond of the Justice Court in both of those cases. All right, if anything changes after I see those 3 defendants in-house, I'll supplement the record afterward. Now, I do want to make a record about Aiden York Mitchell, born 3/24/04, and earlier this morning, around 8:35 this morning, I went and did an in-person initial appearance with Mr. Mitchell, and that is because somebody else was already running the 8 a.m. calendar in here, and I was notified by the sheriff's office that a house call had been conducted with the wrong inmate last night instead of Mr. Mitchell. So Mr. Mitchell was still within the 24 hours. 24 hours ran at 8:38 this morning. And so I looked at the case in its entirety myself, which I believe is Mr. Mitchell's that he's entitled to. And I came to a different conclusion than the judicial officer who had been planning to see him. So instead of setting bail for him, I released him to pretrial services. And I appointed a lawyer. I gave him a status conference September 12 at 8:30, preliminary hearing September 16 at 8:30. I did not have him wait to be brought back into court because I was releasing him. So I went ahead and did it as a house call. I explained it to him. I put a note in my order as well that is why there is an amended order with a different judicial officer's name on it. I did order him not to go back to that store while the case is pending, no contact with its employees. Everything else was on his paperwork, is on his paperwork, and I guess I'm going to sign it again. I had pre-signed it. Wait. Can I cancel the amend? Let's see. Yeah, let's see what I like the one that says 8:43 a.m. because that's after just for purpose of anybody paying attention, that's after I talked to him, walked all the way back here, updated the order, and made it correct. But when I saw him, it was between the minutes of 8:35 and about 8:40 this morning. All right, so I hope Mr. Mitchell is already in the pipeline being released. Okay, that's everybody. If anything changes on those 3 remaining house call defendants, I will update my written order with my final decision, but I'm not going to update this recording. All right, then we're going to stand in recess until 2 p.m.